Welcome, Sticks and Stones. Got a great show for you today. I think you're really going to enjoy this pairing. I have a really solid pairing to put together today, and I know you're going to enjoy it. We're exploring what kind of it's kind of a timeless pairing that marries American bourbon tradition with the bold character of Nicaraguan tobaccos. I am pairing today Elijah Craig small batch. It's 94 proof, 47% alcohol by volume. And I am pairing that with a Micallef A. That's just it. It's A right there. A. So it features a distinctive Nicaraguan Sumatra wrapper. I think it's going to be a good one. I'm getting close. I have one more cigar left in the Micallef series, unless some of the Micallef people will want to hook me up and send me some of their others. I know they have others out there. So we've been doing this now for like 4 or 5 weeks. We could keep going. Just saying. All right, let's go ahead and dive right on in. Elijah Craig, as I said, it's a 94 proof spirit. It is comes from the Heaven Hill Distillery, and it is renowned for its consistent quality and the rich barrel influences that it imparts. Let's go ahead and glass some up. Love that sound. And this, all right, well, we may go ahead and finish that one off today. That means I have to go back and get some more. So, visually, just a beautiful, beautiful spirit in the glass. It presents this kind of burnished copper hue with some nice light gold tones through it. It's got exceptional legs, clings to the glass very well on the nose. You do get a little bit of alcohol burn, but it's very mild. It's literally just enough for you to know it's there. You get some very prominent notes of vanilla bean and caramel. There's some nice sweet orchard fruits kind of blended in there. I think like apples and pears. I think you could also say there's a touch of mint. Not something I see a whole lot in the spirits I've paired, but I have seen it. And then there's also some layers of like toasted oak and baking spices like cinnamon and nutmeg. There's a subtle char and maybe just a hint of like rye spice. So on the palate. That is a smooth, medium-bodied, and um, delightful sip and mouthfeel. Um, you get caramel and vanilla that kind of lead, supported by some baking spices, and then there's some charred oak in there. I pick up maybe some hints of like dark, like stone fruit, kind of like plums or something like that. There's a nice kind of warm, toasty finish to it. It kind of lingers and is sweet, but not too sweet. Somewhat dry. I think like wine was dry and sweet. You know, um, it is an excellent spirit, and I think probably I don't know. I mean, I've been seeing a lot about Elijah Craig here lately, but I do think that it does kind of get pushed into the background with some of the other ones that have been dominating your feeds lately, like especially with all the Buffalo Trace stuff with Weller and E.H. Taylor and Blanton's and all that kind of stuff. Ones like this kind of get pushed into the background, and there's some really great spirits out there that have been around a long time. So, all right, let's move on. Micallef A. This is literally a Nicaraguan beauty. I'll hold it back so you can kind of see the whole thing. And then we will zoom in, not too far, so you can see. This is, it's Dominican and Nicaraguan long fillers wrapped in a Nicaraguan binder. And then that is cloaked with a beautiful, beautiful, dark Nicaraguan Sumatra. I couldn't think of the word. Sumatra wrapper. It just disappeared. As you can tell, it's just a beautiful dark brown, like dark chocolate. There's moderate veining. Really only maybe one that is any has any pronouncement to it at all. The veins are visible but tight, and it has a very large triple cap. There's also some hints of tooth in here. We'll see. We'll see. All right, on the nose. On the nose, I get notes of earth and a little bit of leather, maybe some touches of cocoa in there. It's a fairly simple nose profile. And I think you're really getting more of the aroma off the foot than you are the body. So, all right, let's go ahead and give it a cut. All right, cold draw. I get some hints of raisin, but probably more than that is kind of a breadiness and some grains. And as I said about the, no, never mind. I'm thinking of the spirit. And I think, as with the spirit, I think is how I was trying to put that sentence together. As with the spirit, it is a little dry. There's not any real sweetness to it. So, looks like a pretty good pairing. Go ahead and fire it up. Use my C-Car double torch today. I gave the Rocky Patel Envoy the day off. I get notes of I have a black pepper, some dark dark cocoa, maybe a little bit of roasted coffee in there. It's kind of earthy, and maybe some hints of sourdough to it, and a nice little toasted oak. Now let's try them together. The pairing itself is one of just a great harmony. Um, the Elijah Craig's kind of signature vanilla and caramel sweetness elegantly kind of temper the Micallef A's initial black pepper notes. um, and cocoa intensity, lending to a smoothness and kind of an approachability to the cigar. And then on the flip side, in reciprocity, use a big word there for you. Um, the cigars, like toasted oak and leather and spice, enhance the bourbon's charred barrel character and warm the baking spice, cinnamon, nutmeg elements, imparting kind of a greater complexity and structure. Um, and I do think that the kind of shared woody foundation kind of unites them and brings them together. Um, yeah, I think that the charred American oak meeting the Nicaraguan kind of earthiness uh, kind of provides a little refreshing counterpart to the cigar's more deeper undertones. It's a really good cigar. It is. This was a 6 by 54 on the ring gauge. I don't know exactly what they called it. Uh, 6 by 50. No, I was wasn't. It's like six and something, 6 and 7/8, six and no six and anyway 6 by 54 on the ring gauge. It's just a lot to remember, and I'm not good at that. Memory is one of my least strengths. It's actually a weakness. If you haven't watched much or any of our episodes, I expel the smoke into the glass before I take a sip. It doesn't really mean anything, but in my view, it's allowing the smoke to stay in my mouth until the last very second before the sip touches my tongue. And I think that kind of helps uh, evaluate how the flavors are going together because this is pairing. There's a lot of guys out there that review whiskey or review cigars. There's not all that many that do it together like this. And I don't do review just whiskey. If you've looked back in the history, I have done tequila, rum, wine, beer, uh, pretty much the gamut. So it's all good. It is. I had never. I'm gonna go ahead and touch this up because it's looking a little wavy, and you know could be my lighting. I tell you what, this little single torch lighter uh, is just one of those cheap things you buy at the grocery store. It does not work very well. Can't get it lit. All right, now we're going to go. Now that we've gotten about an inch or so into it, now we've gotten to the tip end. Uh, got some really nice stacks of kind of a light gray ash. Does seem to be kind of separating a little bit. It's a little windy out here. It's a beautiful day though. Beautiful day for February. Yes, I don't know, somewhere around 60. Not a cloud in the sky. Beautiful. Great day to be sitting out, smoking a cigar, drinking some bourbon, and I've got a 19 like 40 something movie on. Dive Bomber. I just got it turned down. Old war movie. I'm an old war movie guy. and spaghetti westerns. John Wayne, Clint Eastwood. Clint Eastwood was a spaghetti western, but yeah, hard to believe he's like the only one left now. All the rest of them have died off, and he's getting close to 100. They said, the spaghetti westerns. That's when he always went around. His eyes were always squinted because where they were filming in Spain, it was like desert, just desert, and the sun was so bright that he had to squint to see anything, and so that's where the squinting came from. That was not part of the script. That's just how it ended up. Well, whatever works. I will say that this cigar does not seem to fit my mouth very well. That's what she said. It does pretty well, but I just feel like I'm getting a little bit of gap on each side, just a little bit, because you can kind of feel the air coming through. Um, but the draw on the cigar is easy. Uh, you know, it's probably just me. I can't believe we're at 16 minutes and I'm already working toward the halfway mark. We're doing good. I'm getting this down. I'm becoming a professional. Not Elijah Craig. I stayed away from them for a long time, and I don't really know why. This bottle I've had for like years, and I'm down to. I'll probably go ahead and finish it off here today. But I'm becoming a little more of a fan. Yeah, yeah, they produce some good stuff, and I do like Heaven Hill. Um, I've got the 7 year, is 7 year in there on the shelf. I've paired it a couple of times. It's really good spirit, really good. I don't have myself pulled up anywhere, so I haven't seen if I got any folks on. Um, there we go. I ran my video through vidIQ the other day, and it said that I was fiddling with something off screen, and it was very distracting. Okay, I think my entire show is distracting. That's just me. So that's the way it happens. I am very distracted. So that's some really good construction on this stick. Uh, it's been in the humidor for I don't know 3 or 4 weeks maybe, uh, and it gives resistance, but it's not hard. That's what she said. A little bit of sponginess to it. No splits yet. No, as you burn down, the heat continues traveling through the heat continues traveling through the shaft. Well, this is a great day, isn't it? And so it causes the tobacco inside to expand, and as it does, you can get splits in the wrapper, which cigar aficionados, people that smoke cigars a lot, they hate that. Um, it's not necessarily the sign of bad construction. It could be, it got too dry. Um, there could be a bunch of different things that could cause it. But yeah, I've had entire wrappers come off, and now you've completely changed the cigar because a, a large portion of the uh, the flavoring, the flavor that comes off the palate notes, a lot of that comes from the wrapper. You change the wrapper, you change the cigar. And it's just like I've never really tried this. I tend to kind of stay between 5 inch stick and about maybe 6.5 inch, and I go from somewhere from 50 to 60 on the ring gauge. I've done a little bit, like this is a 54. Uh, I've done, like 48 or 49. I may have even done a 46, but I typically don't. But a lot of people will smoke like Lanceros, which are like 6 or 7 inches long, but they're only about as big around as your finger. And they say you get a lot more notes from the wrapper than you do the tobacco inside because it takes so little tobacco to make that stick compared to a fatter stick. So I guess I just like a fat stick. Who knew? And that's what she said. Yeah, I'm really impressed with the quality of the construction of all the Micallefs that I've had. I have yet to have one split on me. I just have one left in this sample size, and then I'll have to move on to some others. I've really enjoyed it, and I will. I've done the red, the blue, the black, and then I've got this one, and then I may butcher this up, but the Torsador, something like that. That's the last one. Is TOR something. So, and that'll be next week. And then stay tuned because I'm going to be having a series on Southern Draw. I've never paired one of those for the show before either. So I've got a sample size of about, I don't know, somewhere around 5. I would say 5 or 6, and then I'd get a bunch of these 5. Or no, it's 6, 7. Yeah, 6. And anyway, you know, a bunch of silliness. Kind of backtrack for anybody that might have just joined in. I'm doing Elijah Craig small batch with a Micallef A. It's not a label or anything, it's just A. So Elijah Craig is made by Heaven Hill. It's 94 proof, 47% alcohol by volume. Um, it's got some wonderful palate notes of caramel and vanilla with baking spices, charred oak, some hints of dark fruit like plums. Uh, um, and there's kind of a warm, toasty kind of finish on it. The cigar is Dominican and Nicaraguan long fillers with a Dominican wrapper and a Nicaraguan Sumatra wrapper. That is a beautiful, beautiful dark chocolate brown. Um, it has it has uh, astounded us with wonderful notes of black pepper and dark cocoa and some roasted coffee and a little earthiness and kind of sourdough bready kind of thing. And it has its own toasted oak in there as well. So yeah, these have been going together very well. Um, there's sweetness in the Elijah Craig and vanilla and caramel. There's almost no sweetness in the cigar. Um, it's got the the black pepper and the dark cocoa. Um, but the sweetness in the bourbon kind of temper that just a little bit and gives it a little more of a smoothness and approachability. While the toasted oak and the leather and the spice from the cigar uh, kind of enhance the charred oak of the Elijah Craig. They just go together wonderfully. Can't say it any better than that. You saw it right there on live stream, dropped in my lap. I see those guys. They'll be holding a cigar up, and it'll be all ash, and I'm like, yeah, I can't do that. Drops in my lap every single time. So such is live stream. Back when I do the videos, I just cut that out. But the videos were much harder. You'd think it'd be easier because live, anything if you mess up, it's all live. But you have to do all the cutting and the splicing and all that kind of stuff, and it would literally take a lot of time to do that. Where the only thing I'll do with this later is I'll go back and post all my notes on Rumble and YouTube, and then out on Sprecher for the podcast side of it, and then it just goes from there everywhere else. Sprecher, I carry from Sprecher to Apple Podcast, Spotify. If you want to just listen to it, and don't have to look at this beautiful mug. You can listen to all the episodes on Spotify, Apple Podcast, Sprecher. I think is it Pandora? One of them went away. I'm on. I think it's Pandora still around. I think that's part of iHeartRadio, and I'm on a iHeartRadio podcast. So you can pretty much get me anywhere. And if you haven't tried it out, go to YouTube and go to the channel and look for my cigar musings. I just have little 10, 15-second sayings surrounding cigars. And I try to post one every single day. And I get a lot of views for that. It's like there was one George Burns that if I had stopped smoking cigars when my doctor told me to, I wouldn't have lived to go to his funeral. So stuff like that, silly. I had a joke yesterday that I really made myself laugh till I cried, and I can't remember it. I think a terrible comedian. Well, I guess people might like it because I can't ever tell the same thing twice because I forget them. All right. Man down. So that's all of that one. Gonna have to get another one. Actually, there is one out there. Can't remember which one it is. Memory. Yeah, that's a theme for this show. Is I don't have a memory. There's an Elijah Craig out there that's pretty available. That it's not not very expensive. It's under $100. I want to say it's like 65 or so. I can't remember which one it is now, but I wanted to try it. Anyway, it's only going to get worse from here, you know. But I think I mentioned this a few weeks ago. It's another nice little cigar stuff while we're waiting to get to the halfway mark, and then I'll wrap it all up and let you go. There was a National Institute of Health. They commissioned a study about smoking premium cigars, not the stuff you buy at the convenience store, King Edwards or at White Owl or whatever, handmade cigars. And they were astonished with their findings. They didn't really know how to explain it. And that is, they had people that had never smoked before. They had people that used to smoke. They had people that smoked premium hand rolled cigars. And they had people that smoked cigarettes. And they found in this study, it was like a 10-year study. They had like 50,000 people in the study. And they found out that the people with the least chance of cancer, premium hand rolled cigars, 5.1% of the premium cigar smoker study, 5.2% of the never smoked before ever. So, smoking cigars, better for your health. George Burns did it until he was 105. My great grandfather did it until he was 96. Got to be something. So, smoke more cigars. Now, I will say that the study said moderate consumption, and they listed moderate consumption as 3 a day. I don't typically smoke 3 a day. There's some days I don't smoke anything, some days, but I average a couple a day maybe. And I'm healthy. whatever comes into the body, if the smoke doesn't kill it, the whiskey will. It is an antiseptic. It does kill germs. So I'm killing germs, staying healthy. All right, let's get back to this. I know y'all don't want to hear me just ramble on. Now we're here kind of at the midpoint. The cigar has offered us some leather and some cedar and kind of a subtle, kind of molassesy, dark sweetness, with a persistent kind of peppery spice that kind of remains, well integrated into all this. Um, and when you're consuming the two, you really kind of need a kind of a deliberate rhythm, a measured puff that introduces the pepper and the cocoa, and then a sip that will kind of soften it with that caramel warmth and sweetness, and then the exhale will bring you some more like amplified oak and spice in both. Um, the finish is extended and very complimentary, both together. The bourbon's kind of toasty vanilla, um, refreshes the palate after the cigars uh, puff, um, while the Micallef imparts kind of a dry, woody resonance that really invites you to take a sip. I mean, it tells you, take a sip. Come on. Okay, okay, I will. I will. Good stuff. Um, yeah, and the final third, because I have a test smoke. So you will find that there's a little bit more change in the cigar that brings in kind of a hearty wood and more earthiness. There's the lingering oak and kind of chocolate notes to kind of close it out on a real savory nature. And the Elijah Craig just keeps up with it the entire time. Um, this is a dependable, kind of well executed pairing that transcends the ordinary. The Elijah Craig provides an approachable sweetness at a good moderate proof, um, that balances the Micallef's Nicaraguan vigor, while the cigar elevates the bourbon into kind of a more profound kind of experience. Um, it exemplifies the classic bourbon elegance with a spirited international accent. Hole! Perfect for refined evenings. Um, I mean, I would recommend just enjoying the Elijah Craig neat, and you can put an ice cube in it or a little touch of water if you'd like. And definitely need to make sure that you let the cigar rest. Don't just buy it and smoke it. Uh, bring it home or get it in the mail, whatever. Season it a little bit in your humidor. Um, and I would love to hear your thoughts and comments on this pairing on any of the platforms. I would give this pairing maybe an 8.5 out of 10. And this is because it is a solid pairing, but there's no explosion that just blows you away. This is just a great smoke you could enjoy any day, and a great spirit you could enjoy with it any day. You will really be uh, pleasantly surprised and have an enjoyable experience, I guarantee. Please hit like, subscribe, share, notify, ring all the bells, blow all the whistles, all that kind of stuff. Leave me comments. I love comments. Tell me I'm a dumbass. I don't know what I'm doing. You don't like the way my cigar burned. You hate Elijah Craig, whatever. I don't care. Uh, I love the comments. I'll always answer back. It may be something smart ass, but that's just me. I love all of you for watching. I really appreciate it. Until we get to be together again, keep your sticks dry, your stones cold. Have a great day.